Hey guys, it's Sami, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and it's only almost 5:30 p.m. Central Time because, well, Smackdown aired early tonight. Smackdown was in Dublin, Ireland, and if you got international Netflix, well, you watch Smackdown early. You can watch Raw early, everybody, on Monday, and then next week's Smackdown is also going to be airing early if you got that international Netflix. So just know that. The next week's Smackdown will air early. Next week's Raw and the following Raw will also both air early. So just in case you guys forgot or didn't know, and the Raws will be early for everybody because that's just Netflix. Smackdowns, you need international Netflix with a VPN. Also, I just saw the news. I don't know what happened, but Rey Mysterio no longer able to be the Grand Marshal for the NASCAR race tomorrow in Daytona. So they're replacing him with Kevin Owens. KO is going to be telling them drivers to start your engines. And we know Kevin Owens can yell. So I really wonder if he's just like, gentlemen, start your engines. Or if he's just, gentlemen. Like, I don't know how he's going to do it. But, like, we've seen some great gentlemen start your engines. The best one of all time is still Kevin James. But no clue what happened to freaking Rey, though. Rey was supposed to be the Grand Marshal tomorrow in Daytona. And as of a couple hours ago, it says, quote, update. Stepping in for Rey Mysterio, we're excited to welcome Fight Owens Fight as the Grand Marshal for tomorrow night's Coke Zero Sugar 6 or 400. I'm thinking this wrong. I'm getting everything mixed up. Coke 600 is Charlotte Memorial Day. Yeah, I'm getting everything all mixed up. But yeah, also, maybe one other. I need to check one other thing really fast. Because there's the Xfinity race tonight. I just wanted to see, is Connor Zilic racing tonight or not? Also, what the hell? Sydney Sweeney wearing a Connor Zilic sweater? Okay, I've seen everything now. But anyways, I'll check all that later. We got SmackDown to talk about, which was not a bad show. Better than last week. I will say that for sure. Tonight's SmackDown was way better than last week. That is for sure. I don't know why the Twitch chat keeps refreshing for me. I just keep seeing welcome to chat in my chat. Why does it keep refreshing? Did I miss something now? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Things not wanting to load properly. It happens sometimes. But with that, SmackDown was tonight. Good show. Wouldn't call it great show. Loved the end, the cliffhanger, and the Logan thing. Because, like, my title for this episode is Cena lays into Hogan. But I can really put Cena lays into Hogan, / Logan lays out Cena. Because, like, that promo that John Cena cut on Logan Paul was an all-timer, was fantastic. And he laid into him about what it means to be a WWE superstar and the passion of being here and this, that, and so forth. But then how the show ends with Logan running up and just laying him out. Oh my God. But what happens at the end, and let's just talk about it for a second. So we get the main event. It was a fine match. It was good. It was the women. They all worked well together. It was whatever. But then I'm like, well, there's still like 5 minutes left. And sometimes these international shows that air early on Netflix do end a couple minutes early. So I'm like, okay, is that it? They're just going to end early. There's like 5-6 minutes left. And then it fades to John Cena. He's walking out of, I guess, his locker room because it's got his little sign logo there on the thing. And I know I'm going to recap this later, but whatever. But I just really liked it that much. And he walks out, and he's going to leave the building. And Nick Aldis runs up behind him. He's like, John, I just got word from Brock Lesnar. Boom! Logan Paul runs in. That what Logan says, one lucky shot, one lucky punch. And so he lays him out, and Nick Aldis is all like, what the hell just happened? And Logan's like, ha ha! You know, kind of like the Ricochet thing, whatever, like Ricochet kind of does. And he's just like, look what I did. I got him kind of deal. And that's how the show goes off the air. What a fucking tease. I just got word from Brock Lesnar. Boom. But we don't hear anything else. We don't know what that word was. What did Brock tell Nick Aldis? What did Nick Aldis hear from Brock? That's how you end a fucking show. Because now I'm like, oh my God, I got to wait a week. This is how you make TV. Yes, you can say, oh, well, it's a wrestling show. We'll find out about it, whatever. But, you know, No. That's how you make TV. Where you leave them on a cliffhanger. We go, oh, I need to see what happens next week. I need to tune back in next week. Are they going to tell me what Brock said next week? Or do we got to wait? Because we know Brock is showing up on the 12th and the 19th. Because he is advertised for both shows. SmackDown on the 12th and SmackDown on the 19th. But is Brock going to show up early? Is Brock going to show up in Paris? Is Brock going to attack Cena after he beats Logan Paul? Who knows? Who knows? We don't even know what the main event of that show is because it's not a Cody match. So Cody defending against Drew is not happening in Paris. It's happening in Indianapolis at WrestlePalooza because Cody ain't available. Cody's in Australia with the hair, filming his Guile. Yes, he's got the hair. It's not as big as the real Guile from the game, but he's got the hair. He's got some of it. More than Jean-Claude Van Damme was willing to do. But no, I just, if you can't tell, really like the end of SmackDown. Because I love watching wrestling. Because yes, I love watching wrestling matches, but I also love that WWE treats us like TV. That WWE sometimes can just make a really good TV show with a very compelling story. And it all played in great with the John Cena, Logan Paul stuff, even tying back into John Cena and Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam. I'm going to get into it more when we start talking about it, but especially when I get to recap that Cena promo because it was fantastic. But yeah, I just really I love when a wrestling show ends on a cliffhanger. They don't do it enough anymore. Remember back in the day when Vince would end just about every pay-per-view with a big OMG moment? Or most pay-per-views, not every, but most. Back in the day when something like the champion would retain and then something would happen, we go, oh, there's their next challenger. That's how we end the show. Crap, I got to wait till Monday's Raw to see what happens. SmackDown on Friday. I love that kind of stuff. I love leaving people on cliffhangers. I love leaving people going, oh shit, I need more of the resolution of this. Because again, what did Brock tell Nick Aldis? What word did Aldis? He said, I got word from Brock Lesnar. And that was it. So, ooh, boy. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. Help us out over there by hitting the subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat, graphics packages, graphics tutorials, and so much more. Finally, head over. Oh, also, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, donate a super chat, please. Really do appreciate that. Also, we may be doing a charity stream next week that is going to be basically driven by your super chats and bit donations, but not to me, to the charity. So I'm trying to work all that out, what day I want to do it and how we want to do it, what we actually want to do in the stream and so forth. But I did get, a charity did reach out to me and asked if I want to be part of their August efforts, kind of late in August, but hey, I'm down. So we're going to be doing some sort of a long form charity stream next week. Not sure exactly what day though. Maybe next, let me see. Hold on. What day is the pay-per-view next week? The Sunday. So maybe next Saturday we do it. We try to raise some money for charity. But I don't have everything locked down yet, so I'm not going to say what the charity is, but something cool that I got the opportunity to be part of. But with that, also remember to go to the Epic Game Store and use our code when you're buying anything, PW Unlimited. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, well, you use this code right here, PWU and LIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Foot Flick. Did they announce Nikki versus Becky for Raw? Hold on. I didn't see that. Did they announce that? You know, watching on Netflix, we're not getting commercials. So if there was like a Raw commercial, I don't know if I saw it, but hold on. Nikki Bella Becky Lynch. Did they announce that for Raw, not the pay-per-view? I assumed that was going to be a Clash in Paris match. Because I know Nikki called out Becky and said, meet me in Birmingham. But not for the match. Because last week on Raw, Nikki did like during the commercial promo and was like, Becky, let's talk this out and let's figure something out. Come meet me in the ring next week. But that was for like a verbal segment. Yeah, I don't see anything as far as like a match being announced. Nikki versus Becky. Oh, yeah, I don't see anything. So I don't know where you're getting that from, Foot Flick. Anyways, let's pull these notes back up. We got some bit donations here from Esports Gaming Rules. He said, quote, I subscribed to ESPN DTC Unlimited with a separate My Disney account because I have Spectrum. Now I have a chance to watch WWE PLEs. Awesome. Here's the thing for Spectrum, though. If you have this, just the Spectrum stream, I think is what it's called, or whatever the Spectrum. So Spectrum's got, what is it, 4 tiers? 3 tiers? If you have the lowest one, you don't get ESPN Unlimited. You don't get the ESPN DTC because their lowest tier does not include ESPN at all. So why are they going to give you free access to ESPN Unlimited if you're not even paying for ESPN through their service? So there you go. But cool that you have Spectrum. I don't have any of those. Might have to just either VPN it like I always do, like I did today, or I might have a friend with Hulu Live TV. Might try to figure that out. Anyways, cool for you. I do at least for one show want to use the ESPN DTC to watch just to see what the experience is and how it actually works, runs, and so forth. So that's my whole thing. I want to at least use it once and then VPN it the rest of the time because I want to see and be able to relay to you guys how that service is working with a live WWE event with however many people are watching and so forth and whatnot. He also says Monet won another belt during Rev Pro 12th anniversary weekend, and Monet and Bayley did a live stream chat together. I wonder if TK and or Triple H are thinking about that. I don't think they care that Bayley and Mercedes did a live stream together because Bayley has shown up at shows that Mercedes was on to support her, like in the crowd and backstage, to support her and stuff like New Japan. And she was a TNA for Trinity. And so like Naomi. So it's like, they don't care. I don't think no one really cares about any of that. As far as Mercedes winning another belt, yeah, she's 9 belts Monet. Well, technically it's 8 because the god dang Owen belt shouldn't count. The Owen belt shouldn't count. And who expected her to lose today? No one did. Everyone expected her to win that Rev Pro match. So yeah, not unexpected at all. And then he finally says, I hope fans have their tweet fingers ready if something major or crazy happens at AEW and JPW London. I'm going to watch SmackDown on USA Network Roku app. Well, I mean, you could say that anything could happen on any show, anything crazy. Have your tweet fingers ready while you're watching any wrestling show. Like crazy how they ended SmackDown. I mean, that would be one. It was a crazy ending, a great cliffhanger. We get Brock's name dropped, and then John gets dropped by Logan. So it's like, I don't know where you're getting at there. I hope fans have their tweet fingers ready for major or crazy happenings. I assume that during that pay-per-view, they announce whatever they're doing in Australia because AEW is going back to Australia. They're teasing that the last 24 to 48 hours. But other than that, I mean, what kind of crazy is going to happen? Someone going to jump off that cage? I mean, probably. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody jumps off that cage. We still don't even know the rules of that cage match. It's lights out. But is it pinfall? Is it submission? Is it escape the cage? Does everybody escape the cage? One at a time escape the cage? We don't know. Who knows? But as far as SmackDown does go, SmackDown comes on the air with Joe Tess, and he's talking about everyone showing up to the building. He said John Cena's here, which means Logan Paul is here as well. And the fans boo. They show the Street Profits and B-Fab, Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, Charlotte Flair, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Alba Fire. They're all entering the building. The broadcast comes on with Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett standing at ringside, introducing us to the show. I always love when they do this. It's not something that I think they should be doing every single week. So they might get old a little. But I love the way that they were just like, Hey, we're here in Dublin, Ireland. It's great to be here. We got a great lineup for you tonight. And kicking off our show as well, a hometown favorite. And I'm like, hometown favorite? Dublin, Ireland? That ain't Drew. Drew's not from Oh, it's Becky. Becky comes out. Becky ends up coming out. Women's Intercontinental Champion, Raw's own Becky Lynch comes out. Mark Nash, Becky Lynch. Oh, damn this fucking guy. Anyways, she comes down to the ring. The crowd loses their minds. Becky was phenomenal here. Phenomenal early on. Then it just went too long. This went way too long. Becky just starts rambling about things that I don't even know what she's talking about. But she gets in the ring and the crowd's like, ole, 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 ole. And they're all chanting for Becky, Becky, Becky. And Becky's like, it's so great to be here. It's so great to be on the first ever live broadcast of WWE from Dublin. And the crowd starts chanting, you deserve it. You deserve it. And she's talking about how she was, been a wrestling fan forever. She's been at wrestling shows in Dublin. And one time she was in the crowd and Randy Orton looked at her and it changed her life. Changed her life. Made eye contact with her in the crowd. And Lynch is over here. She's like, it's great. We're here. We're on TV. Da 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 da. And then she goes, but none of you deserve this. You guys don't deserve to be here right now. You don't deserve to see me in front of you live on TV because all you guys are too ugly to be on TV. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Was that perfect heel heat? Was that a perfect heel moment where you've got them eating out of the palm of your hand? They're singing for you. They're chanting for you. They're eating every word you're saying, and then you spin it around on them and say, fuck you. I'm a heel. She goes, I didn't think you guys deserve this show so much that I was in the back petitioning that we don't go on the air. The show gets canceled. Crowd starts chanting, we want Lyra. We want Lyra. Becky says, yeah, she ain't good enough to be here either. She's never getting another shot at my title. Lynch said that she is against the lack of media coverage that she's been getting here in Ireland. That Ireland doesn't care about her. America does. She said, I am your guys' hero. We get a shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up chant from the crowd. Lynch then ran through her accomplishments, boasting everything, multi-time champion, first woman to ever win a main event of WrestleMania, New York Times bestseller, all of this done in America. And I also have a very hot American husband. And she's then talking about all these, I guess you could say Irish celebrities, maybe? I don't know. She's like, you talk about, I get off the plane from my private jet and I see this person's face everywhere. I don't see me. I see this and I see that. And what you guys are talking about this person and this person gets to do this and this and not me and the you. And I'm just like, no notes because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Cool for the live crowd because they probably obviously know who all these people is that she's talking about. But I have no clue who Becky's over here talking about. And then eventually it's Tiffy time. Out comes Tiffany Stratton. Huge reaction from the crowd. She gets a big pop as well. Great crowd tonight. I thought this was a really, really good crowd. So Tiffany comes down. She tells Becky to stop acting like this. This crowd, they really care about one thing. What time is it? And they all, Tiffy time. And she's pandering to the crowd before Nia Jax would make her way out to the ring with a microphone and questioned why Stratton was even bothering Becky. Jax entered the ring and said that Stratton has bigger problems to worry about. Jax knocked down a distracted Tiffany Stratton. Lynch then joined in and put the boots to Tiffany as Jade Cargill would run out to try to help and clear the ring. Lynch tried to sneak up on Jade from behind, who turned around and squared off with Becky. Jax then climbed in on the apron behind Jade. Stratton returned to the ring and drop kicked Jax off the apron. Out then came Nick Aldis. Ladies. I just got off the phone with Adam Pearce. He said, Becky, you can wrestle tonight. He's giving you the all good to wrestle on Smackdown. So tonight we're going to have a tag team match. And it was Becky Lynch and Nia Jax against Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. And I'm like, well, that was kind of an odd way to do it. You had to ask the other GM if you can use their wrestler in a match. You already got him on your show. Why do you gotta ask to use them in a match? That was a little weird, but hey, whatever. However they want to set it up, they set it up. Cool. They got a weird segment backstage with Axiom and Carmelo Hayes, where they're kind of like scolding him maybe a little, I guess you would say, about teaming with Miz and how Miz is just using him. And then the Miz shows up, starts to fire back on Frazier, but Hayes is like, I got this, Miz. And he's saying Miz's praises. Even praising his intelligence. And Miz kind of gives him a look like, oh, you say I'm smart? I'm smart? I really am? And Miz and Carmelo Hayes got to look at Axiom and they go, yeah, you know, we're a great team. That's why we're probably going to get ourselves an opportunity of the tag titles instead of you guys, because we're him. And tonight, the team of Mello and Miz did take on the Motor City Machine Guns. Basically, we had 2 tag team matches. They didn't say this before the show went on the air, but Wade Barrett actually basically told us we're having a mini tag team title #1 contenders tournament where there's 4 teams. 2 matches tonight. It was this match Motor City Machine Guns versus Mello and Miz. And then the other tag match we had, where it was the MFTs versus Street Profits. Winners will face off next week. Winners become #1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Would have been cool if they would have announced this ahead of time, going, hey, we got, a mini tournament we're doing. Like Nick Aldis could have made the announcement in a cool way. Hey, I decided, how I'm going to figure out who challenges the Wyatts next for the tag team titles. I'm going to do a little mini tournament. Smackdown this week in Ireland, 2 matches. The winning teams of these 2 tag team matches then move on to a finals, and they take on the Wyatt 6 after that. So I would have liked if they, I guess you would say, announced it better and actually told us, hey, we're getting a little tournament here. But anyways, Barrett did explain it to us as the match was starting. Carmelo Hayes started off the match with a "We Want Miz" chant from the crowd. You don't hear that often. You don't freaking hear that often. Also, just a heads up, if I am missing anything in the Twitch chat, for some reason, my Twitch chat keeps refreshing, saying not connected and then back connected, not connected, then back connected. So if I miss like a bit donation or someone's like important comment, then I do apologize. Also, I see Corvus says glitch chat or glitch cat. I think he means glitch chat maybe. I don't know. Is the chat glitching for you guys too on Twitch? If you guys are watching on Twitch, just let me know. Because if I do miss anything, that is why. Anyways, as far as this match does go, they were chanting for Miz. The fans popped when Miz eventually did tag in. Sabin dove through his partner's legs and the middle rope to hit a dive as we go to a break. Coming back from the break, the Machine Guns hit some of their signature offense. And there was a TNA chant from the live crowd as well, which was very interesting. Hayes had Sabin down and went to the ropes to go for his finisher, but Miz tagged himself in just like last time. Hayes then dropped down and bickered with Miz. Sabin sent Hayes into Miz, who fell off the apron. Hayes then put Sabin down. Shelly clotheslined Hayes over the top rope and dove onto him. Miz then returned to the ring and pinned Chris Sabin. So there we go. Mello Miz win. Advanced to next week, where they're, spoiler for a little bit in a couple minutes while I recap that match, face the Street Profits in a #1 contenders match. So they're loading up next week's SmackDown from, I want to say, Lyon, France. 2 title matches and a #1 contenders match. Kath Kelly's in the back. She congratulated Jimmy Uso on the news of the pregnancy. Naomi's pregnant, and he and Naomi will be having a new baby. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Jimmy spoke about all the love they've been getting and how everyone's been really excited for them. And then Sami Zayn runs in and gives him a big old hug, like a big old hug. And Sami's like, when I saw that, I heard that announcement, I cried. Tears of joy. And just know, he's the uncle in me. He said he. So does Sami know something we don't know? Or is Sami just hoping that Jimmy has a boy? But he said he's got an uncle in me. Solo and the MFT come up. He goes, hey, what are you talking about, uncle and you? I know Jimmy ain't coming back to the family, but just know, Jim, when that baby's born, they're going to have a lot of uncles in my family. Solo said that this is a blessing for Jimmy. And maybe he should Give that baby a special name. Named after his uncle, well, his favorite uncle, Uncle Solo. And Jimmy just goes, And Sami goes, in case you didn't know, that means no yeet. Solo gets all mad and bucks up to Sami. They kind of like war words a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, this set up next week on SmackDown. We're getting Sami challenging Solo for the United States Championship. I would love for Sami to win. I don't think it happens. There's a slight chance. Solo's got his crew, but Sami ain't gonna be here alone. Jimmy's gonna be there. Jacob's probably gonna show up. There's gonna be a lot of outside interference in this match, I believe, but I think it's gonna be a good one. I think Sami can get a really good match if they let him go for a little while and actually like wrestle and have a match before all chaos breaks out. I think Sami can get a good match out of Solo. Solo's an okay wrestler. I'll say that. Solo's an okay wrestler. He's coming into his own character-wise for sure. But we've also seen, with the right opponent, Solo's had some pretty good matches. So moving forward, Joe Tessitore hyped up the Charlotte Flair Piper Niven match as next after the commercial break. And that's what we got. Niven's entrance was not televised. Niven put Flair down with a boss man slam early. And Barrett told Tessitore that he labeled the move the Winds of Change. Sure. Okay. Flair hit a top rope moonsault, but only got a near fall off of it. Barrett praised Niven for kicking out while calling her criminally underrated. Flair went for a figure 8, but Niven avoided it. Flair speared Niven and covered her for another near fall. Flair set up for the figure 8, but she had to release it to knock Chelsea off the apron. Flair then put Niven in a figure 4. Fire distracted the referee while Green raked the eyes of Flair. Niven then followed this up with a Michinoku driver and pinned Charlotte Flair. Yes, Charlotte got pinned by Piper, which now leads to next week. Charlotte and Alexa will be defending the Women's Tag Team Championships against the Hervis, Piper, and Alba. We do have those two title matches taking place next week. Women's Tag titles, U.S. title. Backstage, Women's U.S. Champion Julia was speaking with her representative, Kiana James. When Michin showed up, Michin told Julia that she wanted an appointment with the champion. James recalled telling Michin that she had to go through her. Michin said that she was tired of all the missed calls and appointments and all this, so she had to go straight to the champ. James repeated that Michin she had to go through her first. Michin said that she was happy about getting 2 matches. She then said that she would go through James and then get to Julia, and she ain't worried about any of it. I'm like, whatever. Cool. Okay. I have no faith in any of this. I think it's all just I hate what they're doing with Julia. Why does Julia need Kiana James? They think she can't speak well enough? I think she can speak well enough. She cut a good enough promo like Io and Asuka and Kairi. They let them whatever. But yeah, I'm not a fan of what they're doing with Julia. I don't like the Kiana James thing. I get it. Her whole shtick is she's like a lawyer, a manager, representative. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Corey says Bliss was not medically cleared tonight. Who said that? I didn't hear any of that. Was that officially announced? Alexa Bliss not cleared. Was that like, did they actually say that? Yeah, I missed that part. Waybear said Alexa Bliss wasn't medically cleared to be on SmackDown. Uh-oh. That's not good. But they're faithful that she's going to be on the show next week because they announced her for the show next week. So that is a thing to keep in mind. Just because she wasn't cleared for this week, they did officially announce her for next week. But moving forward here, Joe Tessitore said after the break, we're getting John Cena. An ad ran for Monday's Raw, noted that Roman Reigns will open the show. A video package touted WWE's PLE deal with ESPN, showed some clips of CM Punk, Paul Levesque, and so forth. Then John Cena comes out. He spoke to the camera on the stage. I love this. Yes, it's a John Cena thing. So I hope no one else ever does it again. But I just love John when he's like, listen to this crowd. It's so loud in here, I can't hear myself talk. And he looks and goes, Stu, let's go to work. I love it. I think it's like one of the coolest things for an entrance. And like, it's something Cena's made his own, talking to the cameraman right into the camera for the, like, it's just great. It's great. But then it's all ruined because Mark Nash has got to do his ever seen 17 world champion. He's got to do his former world champion, John Cena. Like, God damn. He basically said all the same stuff he did when John was a heel, except for instead of the current champion, he's never seen former 17, whatever. Cena was just eating in the crowd. They're just loving this. They're ole, 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 and that's John Cena. And there's all kinds of chants. I didn't write it all down, but like there was the let's go Cena, Cena thugs. Let's go Cena, Cena thugs. So they're doing all this. And Logan Paul comes out before Cena can really say anything. And Logan was fucking masterful in his improvisation with the crowd. This was phenomenal. So Logan gets in the ring and he's trying to talk. And the crowd's, fuck you, Logan. Fuck you, Logan. And he literally goes, hey, you guys want to say that? You know they're bleeping you in the back, so they can't even hear what you're saying anyways, which means that they're bleeping you and they can't hear what I'm trying to say. So shut it. And I'm just like, oh my God, that was phenomenal. He literally shut him up. Because he's like, hey, you guys want to say those words? They're going to have to bleep you, and then no one's going to hear what you're saying anyways, so what the hell's the matter? And because they're bleeping the mics and all the audio, then they can't hear me talking, so let's get this over with. And I was just like, man, Logan's getting it. Like, when Logan first started, he was just talking as a guy. When he was trying to be a babyface and whatever, he cut good promos. Then when he turned heel early on, I felt like his promos were forced. And like they were written for him and they weren't him. And he was just trying too hard to remember the lines. So his delivery wasn't all that great. But like this last couple of months, these last like 6 months, 2025 itself, he's coming into the heel character and he's figuring out the better ways of cutting the heel promo and making it feel more realistic. So I'm enjoying everything we're getting from Logan Paul. I'm a huge Logan Paul in WWE fan. Don't really follow his stuff outside of WWE. But Logan in WWE, keep him here for as long as we can. This guy is not just an outsider coming in playing wrestler. He's a goddamn pro wrestler, WWE superstar. Kevin says, Michael Cole said today the arena was sold out. That lie because the half was empty. Well, first off, Michael Cole wasn't even on SmackDown, so I think you're wrong. Actually, we can tell you right now if it was sold out. Give me 2 seconds. I can tell you if they sold it out. I didn't notice empty seats. WrestleTix. Let's see what WrestleTix said for tonight. Yeah, completely sold out. 9,151 tickets were available to purchase on Ticketmaster. And goddamn 9,151 tickets were distributed. It was a complete sellout. They had 0 tickets available to buy by the time, by about an hour before SmackDown went on the air. There were 0 tickets available. So for you to say, hey, look, half empty, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, about 2 hours, I would say. Noon, 1, 2, yeah. It's about 2 hours before the show went on the air. WrestleTix did report that all tickets were sold. Not a single ticket left available. So, I don't know what you're talking about. A, Michael Cole does not work SmackDown. And B, the show was not half full. You literally said, so sold out. That lie because the half was empty. What half was empty? There was no empty. I saw a video of the other half was empty. From what? When they were still entering the building before the show started? What video? Send it to me on Twitter, Kevin, and we'll check it out here on the stream. Either at Timmy Buddy or at PW Unlimited. Let me know in the live chat when you send it. I want to see what this video is. I bet you anything, and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, but I'll bet you anything it was while they were still filing in. Was it from the main event taping? If there's action going on in the ring, they did tape main event before SmackDown went on the air, and usually people aren't all in their seats yet. Just saying. But let's check it out. Send it to me, Kevin, if you can. If not, email it to me, timmybuddy89@gmail.com. Anyways, so Logan's yelling at the crowd, telling them to shut up. They can't hear you. They're bleeping you. I loved it. And then he said how, the Irish people are all drunks, washed up failures. And he said that if he spat in their faces, there's nothing the little leprechauns would even do about it. Paul said that the fans paid to see him. And now I was telling him to shut up. Paul said that he would keep it real with John, which was unusual for Cena because he's a professional pretender and an actor who knows how to wrestle. The crowd continued to be censored as Logan was trying to speak. Paul said that they were being bleeped. Oh, this is where he said it. So he didn't say it the first time. He said it this time. You're being bleeped, which means they can't hear me. That's right. Okay. I was a little ahead of myself. Good thing for notes. Paul said that people on the internet will call him an outsider. He said that he's been doing this for now 4 years. Every match he's had has been great, and he's been doing it longer than even half the people we got on this roster, which there are some that have not been here that long in NXT. I can't think of anybody on the main roster who started within the last 4 years. Maybe Tiffany, but that's about it. Like, let me look at the SmackDown roster really fast. I'm going to zoom through this. I'm not even going to put it on the screen. I'm just going to look at this really quickly. So I want to see, first off, when did Tiffany Stratton start? Tiffany, because she's probably about the same. 4 years. Tiffany Stratton made her debut in pro wrestling. November 21. She's coming up on her 4-year anniversary. But just looking really fast. Actually, let's have the whole run. Oh, no. I don't want the NXT roster because that one, there's some newbies. SmackDown roster. Let me just see really fast. Tiffany's probably the only one. Been around forever. Looking. Yeah, I think it's really just Tiffany. Now, you may see some people go, well, Carmelo Hayes. Well, he's been wrestling well before he even signed with WWE, so. Yeah, I think Tiffany is the only one, at least on the SmackDown roster, that's only been doing this for about 4 years, for as long as Logan. Let's see. There's a lot of wrestlers that people don't realize, well, they came through NXT. Yeah, but they were wrestling on the indies before. Like B-Fab, I don't know about B-Fab. I'd have to look that one up. But if you go to the Raw roster really fast, just looking. I think the Raw roster is full of people that have been around forever. Creeds, maybe? I'd have to check when they started. That's one. Grayson Waller. When did Grayson Waller start? Did he start with WWE or was he wrestling before? He was wrestling before. Grayson Waller's been around. Holy shit. I realized Grayson Waller's been wrestling since 2017. Damn, this guy's only a year younger than me. I would have swore Grayson Waller was no older than Logan. I thought him and Logan are, well, how old's Logan? 30? 29? How old's Logan? Logan's 30. I would have thought him and Grace Waller same age. No. Grace Waller is a year younger than me, 35. Damn. Okay. But he's been wrestling forever too. Yeah. Really, the only person on the main roster, if we want to go just main roster, that's been wrestling for the same amount of time or less than Logan. Wait, there's two. It's Tiffany and I think Maxine. Maxine's been less, so about a year less. Technically, wrestling. She made her WWE debut in 21 as a manager valet, but her first match was in 2022. So that's really the only ones. I don't know why I'm harping on this and making this such a big deal, but yeah. Logan said better, more than half. Yeah, more than two. Or about the same as two. No, Messi. You can't count Roxanne. Roxanne's been wrestling since she was like 15. Let me see. Roxanne Perez had her first match. When did Roxanne Perez have her first match? This girl's 23 and started wrestling in 2018. She started training at the age of 13. So if she's, let me see, 6 years ago, she had her first match. 23 minus 6. She had her first match at 17. So yeah, no, not Roxanne. Anyways. Where were we? Paul said the people on the internet call him an outsider. Paul asked the fans if they would accept him. Paul said that he's exactly who he says he is, whereas Cena is a corporate punk who does whatever he's told. Paul said that he does what he wants and doesn't have to get naked at the Oscars to get attention. Paul told the crowd to shut up again. Paul asked the fans whether he or Cena were the imposter. Paul said that Cena has been doing the same 5 moves for 23 years. Quote, "This is my house now, John." And they start chanting things again. And Cena goes, "You wanker." That's a good word to use. Cena then told the fans that Paul has an undeniable presence and is a tremendous athlete. Cena said that Paul is the future WWE champion and a future WrestleMania main eventer. Cena said that he believes those things to be true, and it also upsets him at the same time. Cena said that the fans keep calling Paul an outsider. Cena says the fans need to course correct business. We're stuck with them, and actually, is what he said. Cena said that Paul isn't an outsider anymore, but he is a disappointment. Cena said that he was so excited when Paul started that he spent hours talking to him on his podcast. Then asked what Paul did. Cena slid to the ringside area and stood behind the Prime hydration station. Cena said that Paul is just using us for branding opportunities and to buy more Pokemon cards, and he tips over the hydration station before getting back into the ring. Cena said that Paul had the audacity to brag that he put his life on the line, and what? You've only had 23 matches. Cena said that's a magic number because he's put his heart and soul in here for 23 years. Cena said it wasn't just a pay-per-view or a television event for him. He's made the non-televised appearances as well here in Dublin and recalled facing Sheamus when there was no cameras even around to film it. Cena said that the only question he asked is what he can give to the business. Cena said the fans can see that Paul is slimy. He said Paul has one question, which is what can he take from this business? Cena said that it doesn't matter how fast a person is, how high you can jump, or how many viral videos you can make. The people can see right through it. Cena labeled Paul as a parasite who sucks everything he can away from the business. Cena listed names of people that, well, they want to see him wrestle. And Paul is taking one of those spots because we get an AJ Styles chant from the crowd. Cena said that Paul got lucky because he came out first when he asked for a challenger. Cena said that Paul knows a lot about hustle, but he knows nothing about loyalty or respect. Cena told Paul that he better bring his A game in Paris because his opponent is the greatest of all time. Cena said that Paul would understand what it means to give up himself to this business, or he's going to beat the ever-loving snot right out of him. Cena dropped the mic, and then Paul knocked his hat off his head. Paul shoved Cena a few times, and Cena ducked a punch and then hoisted him up and put him down with an AA. I thought this was a phenomenal segment. Both guys killed it. John had an all-timer promo, just digging into the, no, you're not an outsider anymore. No, we can't just say we don't want you here. You're here to stay because you're good, but we don't like you. You don't respect the business, but you're so good that we have to respect that you're here, is basically what he said. We don't got to like you. We got to live with the fact that you're good enough to be here. You're good enough to what's where I'm looking for, have earned a spot on this roster, which is not wrong. Logan Paul is a freaking great pro wrestler. Backstage, Tiffany Stratton told Jade Cargill she didn't need help tonight. Jade said there would be no excuses, and she's coming for the WWE Women's Championship after, well, they take care of Becky and Nia in the main event. We see the Street Profits with BFAB getting ready for the match. Logan Paul was then shown walking backstage when he crossed paths with Drew McIntyre. It was interesting. He said that Paul is scared of the mystique of John Cena. McIntyre said it's not 2010, and it's no longer Super Cena anymore. McIntyre said Paul is in his prime, and he needs to make things right tonight, no matter what it takes. And like Drew's like talking to him over his shoulder, kind of like in his face, and like being that aggressive big brother mentor. Like, hey, I gotta fucking scare this kid straight and tell him he needs to buck up. And so like, Logan's got this look on his face like, oh man, Drew's disappointed in me. I can't have Drew disappointed in me. And he says Paul was ready to walk. He said, do whatever it takes tonight. Paul was ready to walk away, but McIntyre stopped him again and emphasized, do whatever it takes. I loved this. It's like the tough love big brother mentor saying, hey, don't let that guy make you out there and look like a goob. Don't let that guy make you look like a joke. Fucking show him who you are. You're Logan Paul, and you deserve to be here. Solo and the MFTs made their entrance. And then we got the Street Profits versus JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. Last time we had just a regular tag match with the MFTs. It was JC Mateo and Tala Tonga. There was a spot in this match where it was, I want to say Ford, or I can't remember who it was, Ford or Dawkins, one of them. And JC Mateo, and the crowd was chanting, you can't wrestle, you can't wrestle. And Wade with an all-time line going, he can't wrestle. This man was an Olympic wrestler, for heaven's sakes. So, I like that. I like that a lot. Remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, questions, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat or Twitch bits in the Twitch chat. If I do miss any of those, I apologize. My Twitch chat's glitching out like crazy. So moving forward, as far as this match does go, it's kind of even early on. Tall then shoved Ford off the ropes, so Solo distracted the referee, which led to Mateo getting the near fall. Jimmy Uso showed up and slammed a chair on the back of Tala Tonga a couple of times, and it didn't really faze him. Jimmy and Tala then fought in the crowd. Sami then made his way out and blasted Solo with a haluva kick. Sami ran through the crowd when Mateo and Loa went to ringside. Ford hit Mateo and Loa with a big dive. Back in the ring, Dawkins hit the sky high on Mateo. Ford hit the frog splash and pinned him to pick up the victory. So it was about a 10-minute match or so. Not bad. Not much to it. But now the Street Profits will face Mello and Miz next week in a number one contenders match. Winners get the Wyatts. Oh, I think it's going to be Miz and Mello. They're pushing them hard. And there's that backstory of Miz and the Wyatts. So Aleister Black was shown shadowboxing backstage, warming up for his match. He's going to face R-Truth. So we thought. Black comes down to the ring, and then we get Truth. Would look like a video of Truth on the screen, which looks like he's in a freaking airplane. And Truth tells him, hey, sorry, guy. I got a little mixed up here. I was told to fly to Dublin, and I did fly to Dublin, but not Dublin, Ireland, Dublin, Georgia. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be your opponent tonight. I can't wrestle you, but I got a friend who will. And out comes Damian Priest. So we didn't get a match or anything. The two brawled in the ring. They fought around ringside. Everybody came out to break it up. Black, Priest set up to put Black through the broadcast announce table, but security ran them all off. Black then returned to the ring. Priest followed. They continued to fight, and eventually they were just spread apart. They were broken up. So, cool. I don't know when the big match is going to happen, but yeah. Priest is back, and he wants his hands on Black. Testator said there was no medical update on Cody Rhodes. Footage aired of Drew McIntyre hitting Rhodes with the Claymore through the table where Drew came out. Again, Cody's gone because Cody's in Australia filming Street Fighter. He's Guile. I don't know how big of a role he's got, but I would assume it's a bigger role than Roman if he's got to be there now to film and Roman ain't there yet. Now, granted, maybe Roman's got a similar size role, but they're just schedules don't overlap. Because there could be... Because, I know they're still filming stuff for, let's take Avengers Doomsday, for example. They're filming stuff for that movie, and the rumor is all the Fantastic Four are done, but they still got other things to film. So it could be the fact of Roman's in scenes that they're filming later in production. Cody's in scenes they're filming earlier because I know production just started. Like Andrew Scholes is there, and I assume Noah Centineo and the others are there. And we don't know who the stars and like the main characters are going to be in this movie yet either. Because we know in the originals, Jean-Claude Van Damme's Guile was like one of the big ones. Because it was, well, Jean-Claude Van fucking Damme. But we don't know who the big stars are going to be of this movie. Are they going to be Ken and Ryu? That's what I would do. I don't know. And Roman's playing their mentor, their trainer, I guess you would say. Akuma. And so he's going to have, I would assume, scenes with them. Maybe they're flashback scenes. Maybe they're current scenes. I don't know. I can't wait till we get more of a synopsis on what this movie actually is. So Drew McIntyre shows up at ringside, stood behind the broadcast table, causing Testator and Barrett to stand up. McIntyre asked if they had a medical update on Cody, and he was told no. He goes to get in the ring, goes, yeah, Cody's still a little bitch. McIntyre said once he was in the ring, McIntyre said that once he was getting into the ring, McIntyre told Cody to hold the title belt tight, because I'm eventually going to fight you and take it from you. McIntyre said that he's one of the only people in WWE who's ever pinned Cody. McIntyre said that he will take that title next time he pins Cody. McIntyre asked the crowd to guess how many people backstage chastised him or told him off. McIntyre said the number was 0. They all want Cody's spot. McIntyre said that Cody has no friends, none left. And the fans, they start to stir. We hear a little bit of a rumble and a cheer. It gets louder and louder as we see, well, Randy Orton in the ring behind Drew McIntyre. McIntyre goes to turn around. Boo! RKO out of nowhere. Orton then pandered to the crowd. They played his theme, and there we go. So I don't know when this match is taking place, whether it's a Clash in Paris or not, but it looks like we're getting another Orton-Drew match. Backstage, Becky Lynch was talking to herself when Nia Jax showed up. Jax said that they should be on the same page tonight. Since they had to be a team, might as well work well together. Lynch said that she needed to win because the people need to know that she's the hero. Jax says that it sounds good and that she's going to be ready for Becky in the ring. Joe Testator then ran down what we're getting next week on SmackDown. U.S. title on the line. Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn. We're getting the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending against the Secret Service. And then the Street Profits will take on Mellow Miz in a number 1 contenders match with the winners get a shot at the WWE Tag Team Championships. But with that, before we get into the main event, let's hear from our sponsor. Does the summer heat got you sweating through your shirt before noon? Maybe it's time to chill with an AECOOLY handheld fan. This pocket-sized powerhouse is your secret weapon against scorching temps. Whether catching rays listening to music or just looking to get a great tan, it brings the breeze right when you need it. With 3 speed settings, a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 10 hours, and a whisper quiet motor, the AECOOLY fan delivers cool comfort without the buzz or bulk. Toss it in your bag, clip it to your desk, or have it right by your side at all times. It's compact, stylish, and oh so convenient. So why melt when you can breeze through summer? Use our link in the description below, scan the QR code on the screen, or head over to pwunlimited.co/AECOOLY. That's AECOOLY now for coolin' in the palm of your hand. As far as our main event does go, it was Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill taking on Becky Lynch and Nia Jax. Stratton hit both heels with the Swanton Bomb off the top to the floor early on. She came up a bit short, but like she was grabbing her head for a moment or so. I'm like, uh-oh. And then she was fine. Or at least seemed fine. Haven't heard anything. We'll play it off that she's fine. A lot of injuries going around in wrestling, and wrestlers just saying, hey, I got to keep going. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully she took the little bump, smacked her head a little bit, good to go. She came up, like I said, a little bit short. Moments later, Lynch held Stratton's leg while Jax hit her with a leg drop, which led to a 2. Fans were trying to serenade Becky, I guess you could say, with a song. Barrett said that would not make her happy once she looked it up online. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know what they were singing, but they were singing something. But late in the match, Lynch walked out after Jax tagged in. Jax set up for her finish, but Jade got to her feet and powerbombed Nia basically off the middle rope. Stratton then tagged in and hit a prettiest moonsault ever. Jade then tagged in again before Stratton hit a PME. And then she hit Jax with the top rope splash and pinned her 1, 2, 3. Not sure exactly what happened here. Why Becky just left. Kind of weird. They didn't really play it up on commentary much other than where'd Becky go? Why is Becky just leaving? But yeah, that's it. And so the executive producer things were shown while Stratton and Jade were celebrating in the ring. But then we fade to the back. And we talked about this earlier, but I'm going to talk about it one more time. Fade to the back. You see John Cena walking out of his locker room. He knows his because he's walking out of it, of course, but it's also got his logo on there showing, hey, this is John's room. So he's taking steps out. He's walking, just normal walking. And all of a sudden, you see, about power walking more than running. But Nick Aldis, John, I just got word from Brock Lesnar. Boom! Logan Paul runs in, sucker punches John Cena. And the nerve of some little bitch on Twitter to DM me and go, you know this shit's fake. Logan didn't even hit him. Look, I paused it at the moment when he should have hit him. Logan didn't even hit him. No fucking shit, guy. That means Logan did a great job because, yeah, if you pause it, you see that Logan was about this far off with the punch. Like, you know, that's called Logan knowing how to do a worked punch. Because if you watch it in regular speed, he hits him. He hits him good. At least it looks like. So I hate people like that. And I get those so many times. People going, oh, you like this fake shit? Oh, you like this when they're not even hitting? Like there was one with Truth hitting somebody. May have been Cena. Also, Cena does have a habit of when someone goes to punch at him, his head comes back before anything. He pulls his head back early. Anyways, that's a Cena thing though. But regardless, what was I going to say? Yeah, I hate people that do that. Huh, you like this? Look, they didn't even hit each other. No fucking shit. You're going to do this when you're watching a Marvel movie and goddamn Iron Man and Captain America are fighting and they're not actually hitting each other? Duh. You ever see Civil War? They didn't actually hit each other in that fight sequence. Bucky shows up. They're not hitting him for real. No. They're acting. Wrestling is acting. Some fucking people. Want to be the tough guys online. Huh, these guys can't even really hit each other. Can't take a punch. Let's see you take a fucking punch, losers. Anyways, so Cena gets laid out. Nick Aldis Logan's like, oh my God, what just happened? You can't do that. Why'd you do that, Logan? And the show goes off the air with Cena laying on the ground. But the big teaser of, Nick Aldis heard from Brock. What does Brock have to say? I can't wait. Can't wait. But with that, guys, that was Smackdown. Pretty good show. Way better than last week's snooze fest. Bore Mania. Calling it Bore Mania from last week. But as far as what I thought of the show, now it's time to see what you guys thought of tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. Let's go and refresh the polls. Boom. Twitter poll. It'll load. Come on, Twitter. As far as the threads poll does go, 71% liked the show, 21% thought it was just all right, 7% didn't like it. I like this comment on threads. Not watched it yet, so I'll reserve my judgment until after I watch it. That's a perfect comment. Not, I didn't watch it. No. I had one comment that was like, I didn't watch it, it probably sucked. Yeah. Like, okay. But as far as the Twitter poll does go, 52% liked the show, 32% didn't, and 16% thought it was just all right. Looking at the community poll, 78% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 77% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we will be back live on Sunday evening for our AEW New Japan Forbidden Door. That's Sunday, right? Wait, is that this week? Yeah, this is this weekend. Hold on. Let me double check when Forbidden Door is. Is it tomorrow or Sunday? Forbidden Door. Why is it not coming up? Forbidden Door is 24th, Sunday. So we will be live Sunday for AEW Forbidden Door. Then we're back Monday with the wrap up. We're back Monday with the Raw review. Not sure if I'm going to be able to watch NXT in time for the wrap up, so I don't know if we're going to have a Heat Wave review or not, but we'll figure it out. We'll talk about Heat Wave. I'll see the clips and everything and maybe watch it, but I don't know. So we'll play that by ear as far as how we cover Heat Wave. Now, if there's any breaking news like Javon wins the title or something, because I could totally see that happening, then we'll cover that for sure. But we'll have to play it by ear again, like I said, and see how it goes. But I'll see you guys back here on Sunday evening for AEW Forbidden Door. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time, guys.